Do you recommend to continue eating fruit when experiencing chronic Candida yeast infections?
Mm,
Again, I do. I do recommend to continue to eat fruit because you don't want to eliminate antioxidants when your body is already struggling. So, an
hmm,
overabundance of candida yeast, usually is going to elicit a lot of inflammation in your gut. If you're cutting out fruit, you're cutting out a majority of an essential nutrient, vitamin C.
mhm.
So, I don't recommend that people go on these really strict candida diets. I know that was really popular before. There's no data to show that those are effective. What I do recommend to my patients is one, treat your candida. So
Mhm.
either ask your care team for a prescription antifungal or use some type of antifungal nutraceutical if it's warranted. Add healthy bacteria that acidifies your gut back. That's really why most
That's the
people,
key.
if it's not from inoculation from something like mold or some type of external exposure of some type of mycotoxin or fungus or yeast, it's usually because you don't have enough healthy bacteria to prevent opportunistic inflammatory gut bugs like yeast or even sulfate reducing bacteria from overgrowing. So, with my patients, sometimes we'll do a little bit of work to bring down the candida, and then we'll weigh up their probiotics that they can tolerate of lactic acid and other acidifying bacteria, and that helps keep it in check. That can be a game changer for people. But I don't recommend cutting out fruit and carbohydrates and starches because you're only further decreasing the healthy gut bugs that would help you keep that yeast under control.
Right.
Really, the only foods that I suggest my patients are mindful of is histamines, if the histamines are bothering them, because a lot of the times the yeast is making excess histamine. Not everybody, though, with yeast experiences that, but if that's the case, do that. Decrease your histamine a bit. And then don't eat more yeast. So try to avoid yeast in breads or nutritional
Nutritional yeast.
yeast,
I love
or
nutritional
I
yeast.
know, but you don't have candida.
I don't have candida.
Try not to have yeast extract that's in some spices. Try not to eat mushrooms because they're a fungus. So if you already have too much yeast or fungus, you probably don't want to add more yeast and fungus, but you do want to eat healthy carbohydrates.
And on that note, I mean, this goes back to the difference between processed and hyper processed. So, this is where eating fruit is not the same as eating hyper processed fruit product like a fruit
Mhm.
candy or or even fruit juice. Not that that is hyper processed, but it's very different to eat a banana versus some type of banana beverage that you're finding in the supermarket that's full of cane sugar and banana flavoring, et cetera, et cetera.